Hey DSA, it's Jenna and I'm here with your July tip for AI. So this month I'm going to talk to you a little bit differently than I have been in all of the previous months that I have been sharing little monthly tips here at DSA. This month I'm just going to tell you what's new. And the reason for that is because I think a lot of designers need to know where to get started. And it's like they keep moving the needle, where do I get started? What's the newest program? And by the time you're ready to actually jump in, it's like, oh my gosh, well, where do I start? Here we are at square one again, right? So with that being said, here's my tip for you. Start with what you are already using. Okay. So what does that mean? That means to look at your current business suite, which might be Google. So for me, I house all of my documents and cloud storage and all of that stuff right in Google. And I use the workspace. Okay. So I use Hangouts. I use Gmail, of course, Google Drive. My documents are there. My spreadsheets are there, and storage for my pictures. Okay. And videos and stuff like that and documents and whatnot. So that's in the cloud storage. So I use Google Drive. Now, Google has a AI called Google Gemini. So I have started to test out Google Gemini as I would with ChatGPT. And it's pretty incredible, to be totally honest with you. I have previously used Google Gemini, but now with the most recent updates, in conjunction with my current platform and the way that I have organized my business using the Google Suite, it is just like a well-oiled machine, to be honest. I get more accurate answers to my questions. It does deep searches. I've been very happy with the Google Gemini suite as far as a AI model that is built in to something that I'm already using every single day. Okay, so if you are using Google for your business, check out Google Gemini and start having conversations with it. The deep search feature is going to be, it's awesome. You can connect it to your specific apps, to specific folders, to documents, and what have you. And it can do really deep research for you inside of things that you have already, created, your own stuff, okay? So I, for one, love Google Gemini. I'm still using ChatGPT, okay? So I don't want to say this will replace ChatGPT for me personally. And for $20 a month with the amount of stuff that I already have in there, I still use it every day, and mostly for brainstorming, brand voice, rewriting, copywriting, creating images, a whole slew of things. The other thing with ChatGPT is that it also will integrate with your day-to-day programs. Okay, so there's a feature in here that's called deep search, and it's just right there when you go to ask a question. You're going to say deep search, and then you're going to attach or connect a tool. Connectors is what they're called in the program. And you can connect Google, you can connect your Dropbox, you can connect Microsoft. So same thing, it's just ChatGPT by OpenAI is its own AI model, but you are able to connect specific email, your calendar, Google, documents and what have you, the same way that you would if you were using Google Gemini directly. So with deep search, you could do things in ChatGPT like, okay, here's my Gmail account. Now I need you to look for this specific email, and the more specific you can get with it, the better. And you're going to say, I need you to summarize all of our conversations. So what's a good use case for something like this? You might have a client thread that is like a mile long, right? Now you could go in with deep search, say, go into my Gmail, here's my client, here's any other, potential emails that it could also be under. I need you to write a summary of everything that we've ever spoke about in these emails. You could even take that if it's a client and say, okay, now create a client FAQ for my process and base it off of the questions that I have received from my clients in my inbox. So yes, there's always risk with security, always. But one of the things that I do appreciate about these deep searches that do unlock that extra layer to get inside of your programs is that every single time you start a new conversation, you do have to give specific permissions to what you want it to view. Okay. It doesn't just open your inbox and just get it in there. Now that probably is coming. Of course, you'd have to give activation before, and there's other apps that do stuff like that now. But as far as ChatGPT, you do have to give it permissions every single time that you do a search like that. Same for a lot of these other programs. Okay. Now that's ChatGPT. That's Google Gemini. Same thing goes for Microsoft. So Microsoft's AI is Copilot. I actually have Copilot built into my new computer, and I love it because I can have it running in the background, and I can be speaking to it and literally having a conversation with that AI through Microsoft Copilot. And I'm, engaging and speaking versus typing, which is of course still an option too. But Copilot is great. It is inside of Microsoft. I'm not a Microsoft user, though, I still dabble, but my primary is now over on Google. So for those of you that are Microsoft based though, you have Copilot and very similar features, and very different features as well, because you've got browser extensions that are really great inside of Copilot. But if you're using Microsoft, check out Copilot as your AI model. It's probably already built into what you're already paying for, and you don't need to do any kind of an upgrade. Okay. Sometimes you do. Sometimes a lot of these programs have like a pro upgrade, but there's a lot that you can get away with for free for a while when it comes to these AI models that are built into your larger systems. Okay, so those are three. Of course, Dropbox, like I said, does kind of fit into some of these other ones. Another favorite of mine, which is not a model itself, but it is a research tool, writing tool, and it's a composite of a variation of different AI models inside, is Perplexity. And I probably have talked about this before because it is one of my favorite research tools and writing tools. But it also does deep research and can link into your, your programs like Dropbox and Google and Microsoft. So again, you give it permissions, but when you ask a specific question about, analyze this data, analyze these emails, create a summary from blah, 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 and you are directly saying, get into my Google, go look at this, and then use this. It cuts out that middleman, okay? So as we move forward in this space, what you're going to be finding is that simplicity is coming, okay? So all of these connector tools, like, I need this one to talk to that one, and I need this app that does this. I'm seeing simplification, okay? So things are starting to get boiled down into like one program, and the best place to start is with the programs that you're already using every single day and not add something else to it. Okay. I think a lot of designers and a lot of entrepreneurs in general, we're always looking for the next best tech, right? But right now it's the Wild West. Let it settle. Let the ones that are going to become obsolete fall away as other ones are being built, because the big ones that are doing things and more, they're really good at a lot of different stuff. And I'm not just speaking about, ChatGPT. I'm talking about like image generators tool too. Those types of things that can do videos or inspirational imagery or, brand kits or what have you. And then editing inside are going to do better and stick around longer than the programs that are like, I do this one thing very, very well. And then one of those bigger ones advances and now can do that too. That smaller company now kind of becomes obsolete. And a lot of designers, a lot of business owners want to pay a year up front, right? Because you can save money. But when these AI tools are becoming obsolete in a matter of months, I don't really recommend doing that. So if you're looking for direction, where to start, how to keep up with all of this, start with what you use, okay? And if you're looking for things to ask it, just start with what you would typically ask yourself in a day. So just think, can I do this a little bit more efficiently by bringing in this AI tool? And sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. Okay. That's just kind of where we are with AI, but it's definitely worth a try to see if it's something that could shave some time off your day and maybe get some time back to do the parts that you love in your business. Okay. So I do have a program that trains you on all of this. If you want to check it out, we will link it here. But thank you so much for learning AI with me. I hope this was helpful in a great direction for you to get started with these AI tools. Keep it simple. All right. I'll be back next month. Have a great month.